Our nationalist message is so out of kilter with what the globalist elite wants that if nationalism is established in one country, they will destroy it. It's really as simple as that. We're involved in a global struggle, so what happens in a country a long way away affects all of us, and what happens in a nationalist country, which is what Syria is, affects every other nationalist on the planet, because we have a global enemy and it's a global struggle. Now, the European Union, everybody knows out there, I think, that the European Union was begun from the very beginning as something which aims to, intended to, and is doing. The purpose was to destroy the nation state, to destroy the institutions of the nation state, to destroy the political sovereignty, the economic sovereignty of one nation state after another. That's what the EU is all about. Pretty much everybody gets that. What is less well known is that from the same people who created that, particularly a man called Coudenhove-Kalergi, who was really the father of the idea of the European Union, he had a dual track. He wanted, in order to establish a United States of Europe as a step to one world government, he wanted, and he said openly, its purpose is to destroy the nation states and their institutions, but his second track was also to destroy the peoples of the nation states. He made no bones about it. That was the purpose. He also made no bones about the fact that they needed a united Europe, even in those days, to counter Russia. And that mentality hasn't just destroyed the institutions of Britain, hasn't just destroyed our 1,000 years of democracy, isn't just undermining our jury system, hasn't just destroyed our fishing fleet. It's also that same mentality to destroy the peoples of the West is what lies behind mass immigration, multiculturalism, enforced diversity where everybody counts except us, the British, the indigenous, particularly except the English. This haven't happened by accident. It's a deliberate plan by the globalist elite to destroy the peoples of Europe, including us, but not just including us. They also now, you look at Western Europe, it's almost finished in demographic terms. The work of those who set about destroying the nation states of Europe and the peoples of Europe is largely done. I was born in London. I'm English. I'm a minority in my own capital city of my own homeland. And I speak to French nationalists and they say I was born in Paris and now French people are a minority in Paris. Or I spend, as you know, a lot of time in Brussels, the capital of Belgium. It used to be a Flemish city. Now the Flemish come in to work in the day and they leave at night. Brussels is no longer a Flemish, it's no longer even a Belgian city. Berlin is, I think it's the third largest Turkish city in the world. Wherever you look in Western Europe, the indigenous peoples are becoming, in our key areas, minorities, and the path of the future is all too clear to see. And the people who did this want to do the same to Eastern Europe. There were times repeatedly, especially in the 19th century, when the force of Russia changed the politics of Western Europe. Time and time again, Russia saved Prussia 3 times, as a matter of fact, from French domination. There will come a time when the only future for European people and European civilization, if we can't turn things around democratically through the ballot box, as we strive so hard to do, within the next 10 or 15 years, the only future for the peoples of the West will be Russia. It's the last bastion of the white race. It's politically very incorrect to say so, but that is a simple fact. I repeat it, Russia is the last bastion of the white race, and if Russia falls, it's pretty much all over. Now, Russia recently is taking her responsibilities very seriously. You look at Russia today, which, with respect to our ITV crew here, is the only television station in the whole of the world using the English language, which actually tells the truth. That's because Russia is taking her responsibilities seriously. It's a tremendously important sign. But the people, where this connects to Syria, is that the people who've destroyed so much of Western Europe want to do the same to Russia, because their taking over of the world for global capitalism isn't finished until they've got Russia back into the hands of the looters, because Putin has taken Russia out of the hands of the looters, and they want Russia. To get Russia, it's a domino effect. They started with Syria. Sorry, they started with Libya. Libya went down, bang. If they could have taken out Syria, then the next target would be much easier, Iran. They want to take out Iran because that then opens the path to the Caucasus and the soft southern underbelly of Russia, because they want Russia. It's Russia is actually the target.